Gentlemen, boys, girls, distinguished guests, the Honourable Teresa Gambaro, the Federal Member for Brisbane, Tim Nichols, who's the State Member for Clayfield, John Lee, the President of Rotary Club of Hamilton, Maria Amori, who's representing the Department of Immigration and Citizenship and representing the Minister, the Honourable Chris Bowen MP, and thank you Elaine, who is our MC and Rotarian Ceremony Coordinator for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Turrbal people, elders who are with us today and those who have passed. As the presiding officer of this ceremony and the Brisbane City Councillor for the Ward of Hamilton, thank you for being here today for the 2012 Hamilton Australia Day Citizenship Ceremony, which is now being held in our refurbished and now air-conditioned, thankfully, historic Hamilton Town Hall, and thanks to the federal government for the contribution to making sure the hall is air-conditioned. It's a fabulous change. This hall was first built in 1920, or opened up for service in 1920, and it did serve as the seat of local government until 1925, when the City of Brisbane Act brought together a dozen or so local shires with the township of Brisbane, and Brisbane City Council is now one of the largest local government areas in the world, with about 1,400 square kilometres and looking after about 1 million people. So we're pleased that you've decided to call Australia your home, those who are here today for the citizenship ceremony, that you've settled in this great city, and in particular this wonderful part of this great city. You have, as has been introduced to you, representatives of the federal and state parliaments, and myself representing local government, the three tiers of government, and this is a well-established tradition for this ceremony that's now stretched out over 10 years. I'd also like to acknowledge the great support and contribution of the Hamilton Rotary Club, a great group of community volunteers. They sponsor this event and put together a lot of work behind the scenes to make it all happen, so thank you again to the Rotary Club. As your presiding officer, I do have the honour of administering the citizenship pledges to our new citizens. Pledging your allegiance to Australia today and celebrating your rebirth as Australian citizens on the day Australians have chosen as our national day is a special event. There are citizenship ceremonies conducted throughout the year, but I think there is something particularly special about doing it on this particular day. It's not, as all the TV advertising would have you believe, about getting down to the shops to buy lamb chops and throwing them on the barbie. There is a lot to celebrate about being Australian and what's great about Australia. We do celebrate, we choose this day to celebrate our diversity, our achievements and our future. And I think once you get home and have a look at the Australia Day Honours list, you'll see what I mean by that. That's all the great achievements by a lot of people we've never heard of, including those we have heard a lot about, but a lot of those people receiving honours today are those who have done great things in their community, but until an event like this go largely unrecognised. A lot of us have an immigrant story to tell. In fact, if not all of us have an immigrant story to tell. My own is as the son of a war bride who was already a widow by the age of 22 and desperate to escape a bombed out London and who married my father, who was already a war veteran at 23 who had come from Bundaberg. That same conflict saw a 5-year-old boy from the Balkans arrive via a refugee ship via Egypt, a boy with no English who grew up to found a business that employed hundreds of people. That's my father-in-law, Joe. So whatever the reason for you being here, whether it was the opportunity to nurture ambition or to escape civil unrest, you're all equal in the eyes of the Australian community. Australian citizenship represents commitment to Australia, the values we share and our common future. It symbolises our sense of belonging to the country where we have been born or where we have decided to make our home. Becoming an Australian citizen does not mean you've renounced your culture or your upbringing. You're asked to respect and uphold the laws and democratic principles on which our nation is founded. You get to have a say in who stands up here as your local, state or federal representatives in the future. And if you like, you can choose to have a go yourself at being up here. Ladies and gentlemen, today we welcome 26 residents from 13 different countries. All citizens will also have the opportunity to renew their vows to our great nation. Thank you for being here today. It's great to have you here. I'll be back a little later after some words from my friends to administer the oath and to provide candidates with the all-important certificate of citizenship. Thank you very much.